The biggest change for any business, for any person who owns a business, is learning how to be an owner and not just an operator. This may sound like the same thing, but it's not. There is a huge difference between being self-employed and actually owning a business. Now, let me be clear, there's nothing wrong with being self-employed. It comes with some great benefits. You control your time. You choose your hours. You decide what you do each day. You don't have a boss breathing down your neck. That feels good, right? You get to call the shots. You can say yes or no, you can change direction fast. But here's the problem, most people who are self-employed are exhausted. They're tired all the time. They work harder than ever before. So when someone tells me, I'm so burnt out from my business, I immediately know they are not truly a business owner. They are what I call a business operator. What does that mean? It means the business only works if they show up. If they take a day off, the whole thing stops. If they get sick, the money stops coming in. That's not freedom, that's another kind of trap. Most of us start businesses out of passion. Maybe you worked for somebody else and thought, I'm the one doing all the hard work here. I'm the one writing the software, making the sales, designing the clothes, or coming up with ideas. Why am I not doing this for myself? I could do this better on my own. And you're right, you could. So you take the leap. In the beginning, it feels exciting. If a client says, I want a green suit, you make them a green suit. If they want a website, you design it. If they want marketing, you deliver. You're proud, you're busy, and you're building something. But then comes the hard part. To truly grow, you have to learn how to scale. Scaling means learning how to multiply what you do without burning yourself out. It means the business grows bigger than just you. It means the business works, even when you're not there. That's what this session is about. I want to show you how to grow your business in a powerful way, how to scale it in any economy, even when times are uncertain. Let me give you an example. In the small town where I grew up, there was a little burger shop called Herb's Burgers. Maybe your town had something similar. Herb's was amazing. The burgers were juicy, delicious, the best in town. People lined up outside just to get one. When I went back 30 years later, Herb's Burgers was still there. Herb was older, still behind the counter, still working hard, still flipping burgers with his small staff. He had the best product, but here's the problem, the business never grew. Now compare that to McDonald's. Do they have the best burgers? No. In fact, most people would say they don't. But McDonald's sells more burgers than anyone else in the world. Why? Because they learned how to scale. Two brothers started McDonald's, but it was Ray Kroc who saw the bigger picture. He said, this is more than a small shop. This is a system. This can go global. And he scaled it. Today, McDonald's is everywhere. So the difference between Herb and McDonald's is not who had the better burger. The difference was scaling. Scaling is what makes a business unstoppable. And scaling starts with a shift in your psychology, it begins inside you. Most people think the economy controls their success. They say, it's a bad time. The market is down. Things are uncertain. But let me tell you something I learned over 48 years in business, it's not the economy. It's your psychology. When people are fearful, that's your opportunity. When people are holding back, that's your chance to push forward. When everyone else freezes, that's the moment leaders rise. Fear is normal. Being uncertain is normal. But you can't let fear stop you. You can feel fear, but you must keep moving. Like the old saying goes, when you're going through hell, keep going. Don't stop. Don't freeze. Keep pushing, and you'll come out the other side stronger. That's how I survived in business for nearly 5 decades. Through recessions, crashes, booms, inflation, wars, you name it. I survived because I understood this: success is 80% psychology and only 20% strategy. Think about it. How many times have you known exactly what to do, but you still didn't do it? That's not a strategy problem. That's a psychology problem. It's about belief. It's about mindset. It's about training your emotions and your focus. You have to learn to think like an owner, not just an operator. An operator tries to do everything themselves. They say, I can't hire anyone else, they won't be as good as me. Or, I can't afford help. And yes, that may be true at first. But if you stay stuck in that mindset, you'll burn out. An owner thinks differently. An owner says, how can I build a system so this works without me? How can I empower others? How can I multiply results? That's the shift. And let me tell you something else, problems never go away. People think success means no more problems. Wrong. Problems are a sign of life. Problems are proof that you're growing. Problems shape you. They stretch you. They force you to find new solutions. If you're in business, you will always have problems. If you don't, it means you're not really in business, or you're not paying attention. So stop wishing for no problems. Instead, wish for better skills. Wish for stronger psychology. Wish for bigger courage. Leaders are problem solvers. Leaders don't complain, they don't blame, they don't sit and wait. Leaders look at the challenge and say, okay, what's the next move? What can I control? How do we solve this? That's what makes you a leader, not your age, not your title, but your ability to get results. Now, here's another secret. Success doesn't just come from working at home behind a computer. Today, everyone loves the idea of working remotely. It feels comfortable. But if you want to grow, you need mentorship. You need proximity to greatness. Proximity is power. Being around people who are better than you, people who have already achieved what you want, changes you. You absorb their habits, their thinking, their energy. That doesn't happen from a Zoom call once a week. That happens when you put yourself in the room. There's a story of a young man who worked at Bell Labs. At just 17 years old, he was given a massive problem to solve. He didn't even understand the words in the assignment. But instead of giving up, he went to the library, studied, worked, and came back with answers. He kept doing this. Every time he showed effort, the senior scientist began to mentor him. Within 3 weeks, this teenager solved a huge problem for the company. Everyone called him a genius. But his true genius wasn't brains, it was hunger. It was relentlessness. He simply wouldn't give up. That's the secret to leadership. Relentless curiosity. A hunger to solve problems. A drive to keep moving even when others quit. So let's put this together. An operator works hard but stays small. An owner builds systems and scales. Fear freezes most people, but leaders keep moving. Problems never go away, but problems create growth. Mentorship and proximity accelerate your success. If you take these lessons and apply them, you can transform your business, your career, and your life. But remember, it starts with a choice. A choice to shift from being just an operator into becoming a true owner. Now I want to leave you with something that will stay in your heart long. Your life, your business, your future, they are all waiting for you to decide who you want to be. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Today. Right now. You can choose to stay the operator. Working hard, doing everything alone, always tired, always stuck. Or you can choose to step into ownership, building something bigger than yourself, creating freedom, creating impact, creating a future that grows even when you're not there. Think about it. Every great business you know, Apple, Amazon, Disney, Coca-Cola, started small. But the reason they became giants wasn't luck. It wasn't just money. It was because someone made a decision: I will not stay small. I will scale. I will grow. I will think like an owner. And you can do the same. Don't wait for the economy to get better. Don't wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. The perfect time is when you decide to act. The only thing that will ever stop you is fear. And fear is a liar. Fear whispers, what if you fail? What if you lose everything? What if you're not good enough? But let me tell you the truth. Failure is not the end. Failure is feedback. Failure is the tuition you pay for success. Every great leader you admire has failed more times than you can count, but they kept going. That's why they succeeded. So don't run from problems. Don't hide from challenges. Don't freeze when times get hard. Stand tall. Face it. Say to yourself, this problem is here to make me stronger. This problem is shaping me into the person I must become. And remember this, you are not alone. There are mentors out there. There are partners out there. There are people waiting to grow with you. But you have to take the first step. You have to put yourself in the room, in the right environment, around people who lift you higher. Proximity is power. You want to fly with eagles? Stop scratching the ground with chickens. Surround yourself with people who are already where you want to be. Learn from them. Absorb from them. And then, one day, you will be that person for someone else. Leadership is not about age. It's not about titles. Leadership is about results. It's about courage. It's about taking action when others freeze. And every single one of you has that power inside you right now. So as you walk out of here, make a decision. Not a someday decision. A today decision. Decide to be an owner. Decide to scale. Decide to face fear head-on. Decide to solve problems instead of running from them. Because if you do that, if you train your mind, your heart, and your actions, you will build not just a business, but a legacy. You will build something that lasts, something that inspires, something that makes the world better because you were here. So remember this. Fear is normal, but courage is stronger. Problems are normal, but solutions are greater. Uncertainty is normal, but vision is powerful. Operators survive, but owners thrive. Your future is not waiting for luck. Your future is waiting for you. So go out there, be relentless, be bold, and most of all, be the owner of your business, your life, and your destiny. The world is waiting. Now it's your turn.
Please like and subscribe for more videos.